We're playing Tonton from the UK. Alright, French defense, so we go for this. D4 is the... and that's not a good move. Quite a few players actually play C6, and it's a terrible move. In fact, at Grandmaster level, it might even be a losing move. D6 is reasonable. D5 would have definitely been a mistake. We're just going to castle. Now he has a problem now. If knight here, he can get hit by e5. So he plays knight d7 first, but we are going to play this first. Now the bishop big on e7 and a pawn on h6. If we can attack the f6 square, that knight cannot get out, and that's basically the theme of what we're playing now. Halt his development. Make the freeing move. We just don't worry. The queen exchange is not going to help him. He still can't develop. We're just going to put a rook into play. Alright. He still has the same problem here. So he wants to develop his bishop on dark squares. Okay, how about we just speed up this? Bishop e7 is a touch. Passive, I would say. F6. Now we're not going to bother just yet. Now what he's done is created a weak square here on g6. We could conceivably check, or we could try to get in, which would be far more embarrassing for him. We are not concerned about losing the e-pawn, because if he got two double pawns here, you know, we would eventually collect them on the file. It's pretty harmless, these two pawns there. So he's got to do something about this. He could play g5, knight here, rook h7, and then what? f5. That's interesting. So now, after knight here, the rook is on, is going to have to move to h7, and this rook is in a very, very bad position. Okay, now what's the best way to do this? I think we need to kick that knight, but he might play here, we don't care. We have to kick that knight out. That's one of his better placed pieces. I think we want to have our knight come here and perhaps here, but also there's another way. The knight could come here and here. I don't know which is best at this stage. Or we could be aggressive here because he's not ready for an explosion. So we're defending. Yes, that's one way of doing it, except it might not actually work. Now we're threatening to hit him right here with a check. That would be quite an embarrassing check. Check. King d8. King d8. We take with check, and there's a little trick here. He plays king c7. We have time to take elsewhere. He can't take here because of rook check. We have time to recapture here, or get really crafty. We keep an eye on the clock. He's got more time than us, but his position is really in tatters. Notice how the knight here can still not get out. That was the original idea. It's just hurting his game not to be able to develop his pieces. Another interesting theme in this game is to be aggressive. When the opponent is in a tight spot, it's vitally important to be aggressive. Could we play rook take d7 here? Or could we just take here? Yeah, the problem is he cannot take here, because when we recapture we're going to be onto this one and then onto that one. So knight here, which is the move we would like to play, unfortunately he can't. So we just take here. Okay, the king goes to b8, so it's temporarily safe, but now how is he going to survive this? Notice how the knight can still not get out, and the knight can't go out. He's going to have to push something like h5 or whatever. Now he's fallen behind on time. We're simply threatening check here on d8, picking up the knight here, and this rook is just locked in. Yeah, that's what I thought. So check. He takes. We take. He comes up, and we just pick this one up. He has to play h4 to get his rook out, but it's really, really sad the kind of situation he's in. We can actually h4, we can play h3. If he moves the rook up, we play here, rook g5, king here, and the rook still has nowhere to go. Extremely, extremely, extremely sad. Okay, king c7, we're going to... I think I'm going to just do this. Lock him in. And now we know that the rook will never come out. And here we just keep the king in. So these two pawns here are blocking those two squares. The bishop's blocking this one. The rook is blocking this one. So he's basically confined to this area there until we go and checkmate him. King up. There's absolutely no urgency for us. He has no way out with the rook. Yeah, we just go here. And then there. And he's still in the same pickle. We're going to give him a check here. Drive him on that side. We're going to come here, and then we're going to push. Sometimes you wonder why they play this. He's got to go to b7. We just play that. He's got to come back here or play a6. Now we just push this one. This bishop prevents the king from coming in here. And then we just drop back. We're not going to be drawn by some kind of silly attempt to deviate the bishop. Alright, so he's going for stalemate. Let's see how successful he's going to be. You know, he's going to get mate in 3 here. Here's the second move. He's got to push. And queen d7 just does it. We have conquered Tonton's Bastion.